Hi, everybody. Welcome to um, my second live. This is more of a blog live. Uh, Today, we're going to be doing high tea and tarot poll. I explore this on my Patreon, but I can't go live on Patreon until I can, but I can't do it from my phone until I have 50 subscribers. So I'm working on getting 50 subscribers. You guys can't see my eyeballs with that light in my. You can see James in the background. It's a mess right now. I got my studio all over the place. I got bright lights everywhere. Let me close that door for you. Yeah, this is the real raw, unfiltered, uncut version of me. It is 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm a night owl, so that's when I decided to go live. Let me see. All right. So, like I said, I'm trying to hit 50 subscribers, and then I'll be able to go live on my Patreon. So the Patreon is called the Artisans Asylum, and it's where I teach my mandala classes. My husband teaches epoxy. I do a high tea and tarot. Um, and it's really a refuge for artists, is what it is. Later on, we're going to be adding a crochet artist, a good friend of mine, and James is going to be adding a tier for his miniatures, D&D tabletop gaming terrain. Um, so yeah, let's dive in. This is what the tea and tarot tier will include. Fridays, I have a reflective poll. Sundays, I have a beginning of the week poll. So today's Friday. Now, today is a reflective poll, but normally I would have polled live, except I pulled my own personal card today, and it was just so serendipitous to the last live that I had to do it today. I had to do my personal one today. So remember how on my last live I pulled the Queen of Swords? Today, personally, I pulled the Queen of Cups, and I was like, oh, that's going on the live. And I waited until just a little bit ago to dive into the meaning of the card, and I took some notes, and I wrote up the description, and uh I'm going to be going over quite a few things in relation to the card. But first, what I like to do is whatever deck I pull from, I read the book from that deck's interpretation, because it can be varying and different. um this is the card I pulled, the Queen of Cups. And the deck that I pulled from is the Hedge Witch Tarot again by Angela Rizza. So beautiful art, beautiful writing, and let's jump the hedge. That's what the book is called. So the Queen of Cups is about compassion. Reversed, it means neediness and fragility, but I pulled it upright. So one card answer is yes. And yes, it is time. I am feeling all the things. If I build it, they will come. That is my motto lately. The border. The water goddess Melusine. Half of her is human, whilst the other half is fish-like. She wears a crown of pink conch shells, which look like hearts. Hers is a dreamy appearance as she emerges from a river deep within the forest, where only the wisest of the hedge witch is dare to tread. The writing. The Queen of Love herself, in other decks known as the Queen of Hearts. Yet this empathetic and tender-hearted queen is also very resilient and strong. She will help those in need at a moment's notice and is always patient and calm with those who need her support. There is an awareness of emotional needs of not only others, but also of yourself at this time. Remember to take care of yourself as you nurture others. Be good to yourself. So, first of all, emotional resilience. Um, I came from an upbringing of scarcity. I was taught I was not enough. I was not going to be enough. There was never going to be enough. And that taught me a fear based way of living. And it's a big part of why um, through my mental illness, I delved into addiction. Um, Addiction is about a lot, being an addict and having that label as a mental illness diagnosis is about a lot more than simply using substances. Um, I have 2 years clean and, well, 2 years sober, and I have 18 years clean off my drug of choice. As far as emotional resilience goes, uh, I'm pretty resilient. I'm pretty freaking resilient. I'm a survivor. I am. I'm a survivor of depravity. I'm a survivor of um, abuse. I'm a survivor of. I'm not a victim. Oh, I've never framed myself as a victim. And I'm always like, I pulled a card the other day, which was the caffeine fairy for my fairy deck. And she's the self starter. And that's me all the way, all the way. I'm a dot mandala artist. I'm a masterful dot mandala artist, and I have been for quite some time. I've been painting mandalas for 6 years since COVID. Um, and I teach classes now on Patreon. I also teach classes in person in Wichita, Kansas. That's where I'm based out of. Um, so that's just a little bit more about me. This right here is where I'm doing my blog, my video blog. So uh, we'll get to know each other more as this goes along. I think that what I'm planning on doing is keeping this blog free until I reach my 50 subscribers or possibly more. I might wait until I have more subscribers. And then it will be exclusive to the Patreon tier that's $5 on Patreon. So if you want to subscribe to more content and more exclusive lives, not lives, but videos, that's on Patreon. But as far as free, I'm here on YouTube. So, anyway, healthy compassion versus emotional depletion. Um, Healthy compassion is important to have for other people, but I cannot have it to the point to where I have emotional depletion. I cannot fill your cup from an empty one. So it's important that I take care of self-care, that take care of myself. I have to take medication. Like I said, I'm dually diagnosed. I have to connect spiritually with the universe. I do that through tarot. I have to work the steps as an addict in recovery. That's how I get out of being selfish and be more of service to my fellow man. But as far as self-care goes, hot bubble baths, they're my favorite. Journaling, meditating on my tarot readings, contemplation of who I want to be in this world, because that's all I have control over. I don't have control over how someone's going to treat me, the videos they're going to release, those kind of things are completely outside of my control. And I said videos they release because, as an artist, in each art form, it can be really competitive. Um, let's see. I have mentors, and then there's people who just want to compete, and I'm not down with that. I my original mentor in this art form is Erin Ridley, especially for you. And I'm going to her retreat in the spring, and I'm so excited. It's in California. We're taking the camper, and the kids are coming, and James is coming. They're going to spend the day at the beach, and I will be at the retreat, and it's going to be so much fun. If you want to know more about that, just comment below and I can send you a link to the retreat. There's still 10 spots available. So if you're a dot mandala artist and you're wanting a vacation in Florida, this one's for you. Erin Ridley is the Mother Earth of mandalas. I would not be the artist I am today without her mentorship. She mentors me to this day, and she's been there since the beginning. Well, right after the beginning. I started out being self-taught, and then um, she became my teacher and my mentor. So I am constantly like, okay, Erin, what do you think about this? Okay, Erin, what do you think about that? And she's just Mother Earth, like I can't. If you're watching this, Erin, thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for me. I wouldn't be the same without you. And we were talking about healthy compassion versus emotional depletion. So, like I said, I cannot fill someone's cup with an empty one in myself. So it's important that I self-care. So next on my list was where I may need stronger boundaries. So I'm a chatty Cathy. I get so excited about new ideas and developments in my business that I'm willing to share them. And sometimes people steal ideas. You know what I mean? Or copy or whatever. And or they're competitive about it. And that's where I can learn to set some more boundaries is to build in private, reveal out loud. And that's super important for this day and age and society and where we're at in society. Um, like when we bought our camper, I didn't tell anybody we were buying a camper. You know what I mean? I didn't want to hear the naysayers. Oh, how are you? Why are you? Da, 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 da. And we did it, and it's about to be paid off. And we took it to Florida with our kids last summer, and it was a blast. And now we get to take it to California this spring for the retreat. So I'm super excited for that. So yeah, building quiet, live out loud. The results speak for themselves. Next, I had how to nurture myself while still leading and serving others. So the Dot Mandala community is my hat keeps going the wrong way, crooked, because the screen is like I'm turned in my chair, so let me do this. There we go. So um the Dot Mandala community is very near and dear to my heart, and my hopes is my hopes are that I become a leader in the community. Right now, I have 3,000 followers on Instagram and 1,000 some on TikTok. Um, and that is my following, and I'm a leader in that following. And my direction for that following is community. It's togetherness. It's loving one another, not cutthroat bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on here, but we'll see. So that is just scarcity. Like I said, living from scarcity is not who I am today. It I lived in scarcity my childhood, and I knew I didn't want it. I knew I didn't want any part of it. So I'm a loving, caring, compassionate person. Yeah, now do I have a sharp tongue in the Queen of Swords? Yes. I can be blunt. Um, but I reserve that for people who deserve it. Um, if someone is ugly to me, I'm like, look, sorry about you. I gotta go. And that's about all I have to say about that. I recently lost a mentor, and I, I didn't lose a mentor. I decided to walk away. I had a mentor in the Dot Mandala world, and our views didn't align. And that's all there is to say about that. Um, like I said, Aaron is my mentor, and I forgot that for a second, you know? I forgot that I have a lot of mentors in the dot mandala world, but, Erin is the OG for me. And then Love and Dots, Lauren, I love her. She, um I'm really excited about some things that we've been talking about, and, yeah, so nurturing myself while leading and serving others. Like I said, self-care. I cannot fill others' cups, serve others, and lead them if I'm pouring from an empty kettle. So it's important that I continue to take my medication, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. If you're on here and you deal with dual diagnosis or any mental health diagnosis, HALT is very important. Um, that reminds me, I'm thirsty. This is a cup I painted. This was my first cup. I used Z Dot Design Zara. She has great patterns. She's super, super great artist. And I'm drinking my favorite tea, Phoenix Feather by Morbid Curiosities. Um, so yeah, yeah, that's about what I have to say about that one. Oh, what does yes energy mean in this season? That was the other bullet point I had on this description. So, um, in this season, like I said, it means build it and they will come. So I'm releasing those dotting tools and those brushes, and I'm going to be doing a live to show exactly how they work because I stand behind them 100%. The tools, the feedback I've gotten on the tools is that we want new sizes. We want new and different. Um, as a community, as a dot mandala community. The feedback that I've gotten about the brushes is that they're beautiful, but I haven't used them on camera yet, so nobody knows but me. But I'm here to tell you they are like butter. Butter. They paint. Oh, the first time I used them, it was so ceremonial. I sat down and I pulled each one out of the sheath one by one, and I even have a picture, and I'll attach it to the live when I do that. But I cannot wait to paint with those on camera. I would do it now, but it's 2:20 in the morning, and I don't know who's up, who's gonna see this, and I appreciate any and all support. I already have 17 subscribers since yesterday, and I appreciate all of you. I hope that you have the time to watch this Friday high tea and maybe check out my Patreon or even my website, thedottingcottage.com. Um, and then the Patreon is the Artisans Asylum. Uh, because that is my end goal. That is the yes goal. My husband and I have been building this business since day one. And our end goal is an asylum for artisans where they can seek community, refuge, um, like mindedness, compassion, loving, caring on each other. Uh, one day I would love to open a store where I source artists from all over the country and probably in Colorado, and call it the Artisans Asylum, and that's where the idea started. My husband is the insane arcane terrain. He builds miniature tabletop gaming terrain, and he does my epoxy. All my pieces almost have a protective coating of epoxy on them with UV resin so that they're protected for life. Um, if they don't, they have uh I use Krylon if I don't use epoxy, but I prefer epoxy. Um, so let's see, are there any updates with my art? Oh, I released a new tier on my Patreon. Let's go to it so I can give you the exact details on that tier. There's only going to be 3 members in this tier, so it's very exclusive. It is $150 a month. However, that includes, let me find it. It's called the Sovereign Collector tier. And the 3 patrons that subscribe to it, are going to get I'm starting a 12 painting series for Queen Flynn, my, spirit mama. Um, She'll see her all over my Patreon. Flynn is my middle name and it's my ancestral name. So Queen Flynn is my archetype. So um she's the embodiment of my life journey, the fool's journey through the tarot. You see what I'm saying? She's the Queen of Swords. Uh and I developed this tier with her in mind. This series that I do for my collectors is going to have 12 unique paintings for each collector, and it will start when they subscribe to the tier. So whether you start now or in December, you will receive a painting a month for as long as you're subscribed. Um, and those come with a handwritten letter, a story about the painting and why I chose the colors I did, the design I did, where I'm at on my life's journey, just inside info about the artist. Let's see, I'm going to go to the benefits on the membership. I cannot stress enough how excited I am about this. I'm using my other computer screen to pull up. So it's called the Sovereign Dotting Cottage Court, and it's a 12-month mandala commission. Um, it's not $150 total, it's $150 a month. And the reason it is that much is because you get a 12-inch, and after Patreon's deduction and shipping for all the merchandise included as well, because there's a quarterly Cricut project that's a surprise that patrons will get as well. $100 seemed fair to me. A painting, a quarterly Cricut surprise with merchandise, a monthly sticker of Queen Flynn, new sticker of Queen Flynn, um, among other things like one of one, never replicated mandala. Even for the 3 patrons, they'll receive different mandalas. Um, they're all designed entirely by hand and painted with a finish of epoxy, sealed for longevity, like with the epoxy. So, the founding patron of this tier, the very first subscriber, is getting a free painting. I painted a root chakra piece a couple months back, and it's been a part of this journey, to say the least. There's even a fairy tale story attached to it. I'll link it below in the comments. But let me go to it. So the piece is called Rooted Sovereign, the Phoenix of Queen Flynn's Founding Collector Exclusive. It's a mouthful. Um, it is the founding collector exclusive, and the name of it is Rooted Sovereign, the Phoenix of Queen Flynn. Rooted Sovereign, the Phoenix of Queen Flynn. I picked that because it has stones in it, Mukite, which is for ancestral wisdom and grounding in the root chakra. When I created the piece, I saged the board and I wrote an intention in the middle on the back for strength and grounding. And then I wrote affirmations around the back of the piece. And if you go to my Patreon, it's free to look at this piece. Uh, if you would like updated photos of the epoxy finish with the stones implanted, just comment below and I will send you pictures. And I will also send you any information or questions you might have about this tier on Patreon. So, what else? Direct access and court connection. monthly private one-on-one video call in this tier, where we get to know each other over the 12 months. I want to know about you too. So if you subscribe to this tier, we'll get to know each other. We'll become friends, hopefully family if you stay in the tier. And um I'm really trying to get outside my comfort zone and get more into the community. You know, when COVID hit, I was already um an introvert. Uh, I'm one of those that I'm an introvert and then I'll go extrovert and then I go back to introvert, to replenish myself, to fill my cup back up so that I can dump it on to other people. Like, not dump it on, but I love filling others' cups. So I am like a tea kettle. And it is serendipitous that this is a tea and tarot tier. I'm the tea kettle and I would love to fill cups. So I want to build others up. I want to build this community up as a leader in the Mandala Cottage community. Um, that is the group that I run on Facebook. It's got about 15,000 members. So if you want more free content, go to Mandala Cottage on Facebook and join the group, and you'll see what this community is all about. And like I was saying yesterday about the brushes and tools, I will be donating 10% to NAMI, National Alliance for Mental Illness, um, because that is a cause that is near and dear to my heart. I'm dual diagnosed and I want to give back. And I do believe that dot mandala art is its own form of therapy and meditation. And I think that's why so many of us found it during COVID and what brings us so close together. So that's about all for the update. Yeah, like I said, oh, I'm going live for Saturday's class at 1 o'clock on my Patreon. So if you would like to learn how to paint a mandala, we will be painting an 8-inch wood round, and that tier is $15 a month, and you'll accumulate the whole library. So if you can't pay a month, don't worry about it. Come back next month and you'll have the entire library of tutorial videos that I'm going to do for a month still accessible. So I'm really excited about this. I'm excited to meet you guys on Patreon, on here. Please comment below if you have any ideas about future blog videos I can do, or what you would like to see. I'm going to be doing Q&As and live streams with my husband, podcasts, things like that. So yeah, the sky is the limit, and the answer is yes. And if I build it, I know y'all will come. So thank you for your support and for watching my video.